Hello everyone, my name is Raj Patil. I'm a technical marketing manager at Palo Alto Networks. Today, I'm here to talk about our latest integration of VM series firewalls with AWS Gateway Load Balancer. First, we'll look at today's design without load balancer and what are some of the challenges in this design. And then we'll look at how integrating this new architecture changes the entire game. This is how the typical design looks like without gateway load balancer. Customers will have the application VPCs where applications are running, and then they will be connected to transit gateway in a hub and spoke model. And in order to secure these VPCs, we'll have three separate security VPCs: egress security VPC, ingress, and east-west. And on-prem data center will be connected via either BGP or IPsec connectivity. Now, these different app VPCs will be connected to transit gateway via native VPC construct, which will be VPC attachment. In a similar fashion, inbound or ingress security VPC will be also connected using VPC attachment. Whereas for egress and east-west, current design requirement is that we need to use VPN attachment. So these two will be VPN. Coming back to the VM series firewalls, each of these VPCs will have VM series firewalls in different mode. So for ingress, we can have VM series running in auto-scale mode, whereas for egress, those firewalls will be in active-active. They'll be in two separate availability zones running in active-active. Whereas for east-west, in order to maintain the traffic symmetry, only one firewall can be active, whereas the second one needs to be in standby mode. Last but not least, when the traffic is coming from internet and it hits to the ingress VPC via this load balancer, these firewalls needs to also perform source and destination NAT so that when the traffic goes to the particular application and the return traffic comes, it makes sure that the return traffic is also returned or coming back to the same VM series firewall. The first trade-off that customer needs to make in a design without the gateway load balancer is that the design is complex. And the reason I say that because we need three separate VPCs to secure inbound, east-west, and outbound workflows. And even in each of these VPCs, the way we deploy VM series firewalls is totally different. Only inbound supports auto-scale. On top of that, we also have a limitation of address translation. And this is something that most of our customers do not like. The second limitation is that the overall throughput is limited because for egress and east-west, attachment is using VPN. And according to AWS, if you are using a VPN attachment, that per tunnel bandwidth is limited to 1.25 gig. So that's why we have limited throughput. And then finally, overall, the cost is high because we have multiple VPCs and each VPC has set of firewalls. The total number of firewalls are higher in case of this particular design. Enter the world of AWS Gateway Load Balancer. Gateway Load Balancer from AWS is nothing but a combination of L3 gateway and an L4 load balancer. So because of that, we can now have this appliance sitting in front of VM series firewalls, and they can be connected using GNU encapsulation. This is how the overall design gets simplified no longer separate VPCs. Everything is connected using native security attachment. So it's much more simplified design. Now let's look at the traffic flow. With Gateway Load Balancer, every VPC now will have a Gateway Load Balancer endpoint. So there will be an endpoint for security VPC. There will be an endpoint for each of the app VPCs. Now with that, let's look at first the inbound traffic flow. For the inbound traffic flow, traffic coming from internet hits to the IGW. From IGW, it will be forward to the endpoint, and then this endpoint has the target destination as the gateway load balancer. So from here, traffic comes to the gateway load balancer, gets forwarded to VMC's firewall. This is where we do all the inspection. Traffic gets written back to the gateway load balancer, comes back to the endpoint, and from endpoint comes to the load balancer and then reaches to the destination. For outbound traffic flow, a traffic which is coming out of this particular application will get forwarded to transit gateway. From transit gateway, it will come back to the security attachment, and from there it will get forwarded to the load balancer, to the VMC's firewall, and from VMC's firewall it will get forwarded to the NAT gateway. Followed by that, the traffic will go out. We just reviewed VM Series 1 AWS with gateway load balancer architecture. So let's recap the benefits. The first one is simplified connectivity. We have a simplified connectivity because the overall design requires just single security VPC instead of as compared to 3 separate VPCs in a design without the gateway load balancer. Then the second reason is that there's no longer need of any of these address translations, because the communication between VM series and the gateway load balancer happens using GNI protocol, so no NAT. Then the second benefit is that overall performance, it's performance at scale, because the connectivity between your security VPC and then application VPCs is done using native AWS constructs like VPC attachments. So there's no such limitation of 1.25 gig per tunnel. And finally, the overall cost of the solution is relatively low because the number of firewalls are relatively less, since we are only using one VPC instead of multiple security VPCs. So the reduced total cost of ownership. So that was an overview of VM Series and AWS Gateway Load Balancer. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to deploy this entire solution in an automated fashion using CloudFormation templates. The link for my next video is provided in the description below. Thank you so much for watching.